Hello there, it's Sean, and this is a preview of the upcoming 5K challenge program that's about to start in a bit. And if you're watching this as a recording, the 5K challenge would have been turned into an evergreen program that you can enroll and access in right now to build the pillars and systems that I will be showing in the roadmap shortly to cross your first and most important milestone in remote sales. And really that number can be 5K, it can be 3, it can be 10, it can be $500. That number really doesn't matter, because what's more important than that is feeling the security that stems from having the understanding of a precise roadmap that says, okay, month number 1, I'm going to focus on this, this, and this. And then by month 2, I'm going to have this, and by month 3, I'm going to have that. So it is a progressive roadmap where you understand exactly what you're building, why you're building, and where it ultimately leads to. And my question to you, is it more advantageous to have this kind of progressive roadmap where you know month after month what you're building? Or is it better to circle around, going back and forth for weeks and months and years and have all this output, all this effort, but what am I building? Where am I going? Who should I listen to? Right? Because I sat down and focused and I built everything and crossed my targets, my milestones in 4.5 months. And meanwhile, I look back and I saw that my peers were still getting stuck role-playing, preparing to prepare, buying all the courses, and they never really had this systematic and progressive roadmap. And that was when I knew that I was on the right path. So it's so important to have that focus, because when you can have your own unique closer brand, when you can sell low ticket via chat, when you can book calls via messenger, and you internalize the psychology of high ticket closing, you know what you are? You are the complete closer. And for those of you who have your own offers, or you plan to launch your own offers down the road, you actually now have this skill that you can take to anywhere in the world, whether you want to sell for yourself or for another company. You know that you can brand, set, and close. You know that you can steer traffic inbound towards you. So you always have this skill. And I know so many people who struggle in life because they never build for themselves this complete stack of skills that I'm about to show you. And so they're stuck in their jobs. They can't make their business work because they don't have what I call remote independence. So for those of you who are asking, hey Sean, what is your signature back-end high-ticket program that you have to offer after the 5K challenge? It is called the Complete Closer, and that's my signature group coaching program where I will build with you and I'll walk you through all the pillars that I'm about to show you in the rest of this video. So if you're interested in working with me down the road, you can head over to seansena.com/complete and read the entire page, and then reach out, let me know that you've seen this video, you've seen the page, and ask me any question that you might have. So the main thing that I want to solve in the 5K challenge is what I call the closer loop of doom. And that's when we come into the space, we buy programs and we can't implement because we're procrastinating, or we try to implement and then we get stuck because we don't know how. And then we go back to buying programs and we still can't get it. And then it loops, and I've seen this happen for closers. Some of them even started with me, and it's been years. It's been 6+ years for me in this space, and I can still see some of them going in the same circle. So I was like, there has to be a way to break it, right? And so that's when I launched the 5K challenge, because I understand from my own experience, from my students' experience, that there is a formula. And instead of looping in this circle again and again and again, here's what having a focused roadmap actually looks like. First, you have to start with your foundations, okay? And that all starts from having the right environment that you design for yourself, your own schedule, and you've got to learn how to brand yourself differently. You can't just go to any company and say, hey, do you have a job for me? Do you have an opportunity for me, right? Do you have a role for me? So many closers and setters, they complete their programs, and that's the first thing they do. Is that what a setter does? Is that what a closer does? Right? You need to understand how to connect with business owners, business to business, and have business conversations. And what seems like an interview call is actually a closing call. Because the whole psychology is that you're closing the business owners to let you close for them. That's a closing call. It looks like an interview, it sounds like an interview, but it's not. And there's a process, right? And when you can book your own calls and you can close, essentially you can go to any company and say that whatever the situation is in your pipeline, 9 out of 10 closes, they will either say, oh, the pipeline no good, the quality no good, the quantity no good, right? And the funnel's down, they have to wait. And the business owner change stuff, they have to wait. And a lot of them, their solution is to say, okay, I disqualify the business owner. Okay, I change the sales team, I join a different company. And how many times must they do that to realize that in this space, we are not paid a base salary. It's all performance based. It's all commission based. So by us repeatedly disqualifying people and by us repeatedly changing teams, how does that solve the problem for us in the long run? The only way is if we have already a good offer. We are the ones that have to solve problems. We are the ones that have to bring the quality and the quantity. We are the agents of growth. We are the agents of value. We are not the agents of complaining. We are not the agents of disqualifying. It's none of that. Okay, we need to be the one to bring in all the seeds, nurture the seeds, so that all year round we have our own farm. Don't you want to have your own farm? Don't you want to have your own calendar of leads? Don't you want to have your own calendar of calls where you are in control of the lead flow and the quality? Because that is what is eventually going to give us remote independence. Because with this self-sufficiency, we can prospect, we can close, right? And we've internalized the psychology of both. So now, whether it's us launching our own offers down the road, whether it's us for our own offers, whether it's us for you doing this for other businesses, we can brand, we can set, we can close. What does that make us? We are the complete closer. So if you compare months of circling around here, right, this one might seem a little bit slower in the beginning because month 1, I'm building this. Month 2, I'm building number 2, right? Month 3, I'm building number 3. And other people might see that, hey, you might be progressing a little bit slower. But I can tell you, once all your systems are set up, all your friends and peers who are still in this loop, they can never catch up because they don't understand the assets, they don't understand the pillars. But you spend a longer time focusing, you spend a longer time mastering the learning curve. But once you're there, once you've arrived, no one can take this away from you ever. It's a skill that you keep with you for life. Whether it's like now everything is online, If you can brand, set and close for yourself or for any company, you'll be self-sufficient, you'll be complete. Okay, and there is you don't come into this space and then in 7 weeks, you buy guarantees and boom, you're 6-figure closer. There is a progression. When we build these skills and we build these assets, it doesn't mean that we become masters immediately. It's the people that get stuck in this loop thinking that I can buy success. But discipline, grit, study, implementation, focus. What are all these things? These are internal qualities. These are internal values that we give to ourselves and we cultivate. These are not things that we can buy online. So it's not to say that once you do this, you're immediately a master. But there is a curve, there's a progression. And so initially, right at the very, very beginning, when we are not that good, you'll notice that all the teams and businesses that we attract, if like we are C grade, they're C grade. If we are messy, they are messy. If we can't set, they can't set. But then you notice as you improve, as you mature, you notice that the quality and quantity of the teams, the leads, the prospects, everything on that frequency, it's an upgrade. And finally, when you can brand, set and close and you're complete, you realize like all the business associates, all the opportunities, all the people you attract is strangely also on that frequency. And all those people in your past, when they weren't as established, you find that you don't see them anymore, right? Because the whole thing is an upgrade of frequency. So you have to understand that everything in life, everything in your career, everything in your business is going to mirror the kind of values, the kind of cultivation. Like everything that you give to yourself is what the world will give you, right? So this is what I call the influencer cycle. You're cycling up better and better teams. So if the first team is not that ideal, don't be demoralized. Don't be like the rest of these guys and say, oh, I disqualify them, right? I don't know what they say, but it's always like I disqualify them and I change the team, right? They are C grade because you are C grade. You know, so you have to focus on yourself and say, okay, maybe this team is not so ideal, but how can I build myself up from here? What are 3 things that I can learn? What are 3 things I can improve? And what are 3 things I can cycle back into my brand, my skills, my mindset, and level up so that my next team is going to be slightly better, and my next team is going to be slightly better. And before you know it, you look back, like all my students, they look back on their first 3 teams, super shitty, but their 4th team and onwards, super dialed, right? What did they change? They actually changed themselves. Okay, so think about this. And I hope you understand that everything that I've shared with you so far, right, the main difference between me and most of the stuff you see out there is I'm not one of those people that suddenly decided that, oh, I want to be a high-ticket sales coach. If you listen carefully, everything that I've shared, it all stems from experience. Like, these are things that I've worked from the ground up, learning from the mentors that I met in these actual sales teams, in these actual businesses, from these coaches. I learn day by day, week by week, month by month, year by year. At the time of this video, it's been 6+ years. And so everything that I teach you, I can demonstrate. Everything that I teach you is from the ground. You know, it's not some high-level guru theory that is very inspiring. And then when you implement it, it's like, wait, exactly how am I going to do it? Right? So the walls that are in front of you, the obstacles that are seemingly impossible in front of you right now, I have broken them. So I know how to break them. I know how to overcome them. Okay, so listen carefully to what I have to share. Study the things that I share with you and build. Okay, there is a formula, but you have to focus and you have to build. It's built. It's earned. It's not bought. Okay? So main question, the most important one that a lot of people have asked me, how to find opportunity, and I'll be teaching this in the 5K challenge itself, and this is my AAA method. Okay, there's essentially 3 ways you can apply, attract, and attack, and really the sweet spot in this formula is doing all 3 simultaneously, so that this ecosystem supports itself, and you always have an inbound flow of opportunities that you can set and close for. Okay, and these are all the core values that build upon each other. Because a lot of people are like, I need to learn the script. I need to learn the tonality. You have enough scripts, you know, you have enough tonality. Your hard disk is probably bursting with all the programs that you bought from everyone, right? What you need are the internal qualities. A lot of people actually don't have the guts to build this as their career. They're dabbling, they're part-time, and these people are usually very intelligent. You know, so they're planning, they're strategizing, they're thinking, but they never implement. Because deep down, they don't know how to pluck up the courage to say that I'm going to step out. You know, I'm going to launch my remote sales career. I'm going to launch my online business. So if you look at it, really, it's the courage. That's what we need. That's really the main thing that no program can give you. And once you have the balls to do this, the rest of it is just like sustaining your balls. And that's what I call discipline. To say every day, I'm going to practice. Every day I'm going to study a little bit. Every day I'm going to build, I'm going to post, I'm going to network, I'm going to connect with people, I'm going to give values and solutions to people, like a consistent flow. That's your discipline, right? And then focus. Because it's not, some people have the guts, you know, some people can discipline themselves, but they cannot focus, which means that they don't know actually in the whole plan, I have the balls to do this, I have the discipline, but what should I focus on? You know, they have no idea, right? And when you can focus, now you can develop your mastery. And when I say mastery, it doesn't mean that you become a high-level master, but it's like you are decent and strong enough. You trust your skills. You know that you can get results. And so once you can build this whole system, you will actually feel inside that I feel like now I actually have the remote independence because I know how this works. My security doesn't come from another company. My security doesn't come from someone else's business. I can help them. I can bring calls to them. I can help them close. But the whole thing is like I have understood entrepreneurship. I'm an entrepreneur. This is my business. I have the guts. I have the discipline. I know what to focus on, I know how to improve my skills, and wherever I go, I can always brand, set, and close to produce results online. So the main difference, people will ask me, Sean, are you asking me to study setting? Are you asking me to study closing? Are you asking me to study both? I actually need you to understand that the whole thing is closing. Everything is closing. It's just different names for different contexts, for different platform, for different communication styles, right? But essentially everything is closing. And the main difference for setting is that you're doing it via text. For closing, you're doing it with your voice on Zoom, on calls, in-person meetings, right? And if you can understand that psychology, even if the platform changes, even if the way of communication changes, you're not confused because you understand what are all the parts that you need to hit to achieve your goals. Okay, and the main thing about psychology, and this is a huge part that we'll address in the 5K challenge as well, it's relevance. Everything is relevance. If everything is closing, then everything is relevance. So many people, they cannot step out of their side of the Venn diagram. A lot of closers are stuck inside. Even business owners are stuck inside the sales process. They focus on what they want to sell, what they want to give, what they're passionate about, but they cannot experience what it's like on the buyer's end. When you can find the sweet spot, like this principle applies to everything in life. Not just sales, but everything is relevance. And when you can master relevance, you can master closing, you can always make all forms of communication flow. And that's so important to building your remote sales career. Everything is communication and sales, or for your own business. Everything is relevance. The more people miss this principle, the more problems they'll experience in life. Relevance is everything. It permeates everything we do. Okay, so to summarize, what you'll get inside the 5K challenge is a precise step-by-step roadmap. Okay, and this is an implementation-based program. It's not a theory program. So when you come into this program, your focus is to understand, and your focus is to build. Right, the 6 core things. You build your environment and schedule. You build your brand and your outreach systems. You build your interview psychology, your setting and closing skills, and then you step into a leadership position. So I hope you can see that every phase builds upon the previous one. And what a lot of people do is they're very haphazard. They jump back and forth, they don't know what to do, or they lack one of the values or qualities that I showed previously. And so there's no precision at all, there's no strategy at all. So how can you build something without precision and strategy and hope to get results? Right? If the formula is wrong, doesn't matter what the input is, the output will always be wrong. So you have to get the formula right, and then every input that you put inside the formula, and it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? And the reason I put 99% at the end is because you never stop learning. You never have that, okay, I'm at 100% now. Even when you're building all this, the whole mentality is, I'm hungry, I still have a lot to learn, I can't wait to test it out, I can't wait to implement. This whole thing is an attitude, it's a mentality. Okay, so I hope this gives you a very good understanding of, if you plan to join the 5K challenge, what am I signing up for? Like, why am I doing this? It's a step-by-step system. It's to protect your time, to protect your focus. So you don't spend months circling around, hey, where do I go? What do I do? This person said this, that person said that, but what's my plan? How am I going to implement? This week, this month, what am I supposed to be building? Right? So all these things is ultimately what is going to give you that belief, that confidence, that self-trust, because now you actually know what you're doing, and now you're moving towards becoming complete. And when you do become complete, as you progress towards that, you will start to feel it. You start to feel that confidence, and this is something that is in you. No one can take it away from you, and you'll never look at external stuff again. You might still consume things, you still learn, but the whole thing has changed because now that confidence is in you. You know that you're complete. And that's more important than anything external. Like the chase for external things never ends. But once you're complete, you have that silent power in you. So I hope you understand why I created this 5K challenge, is to give you the belief, the skill sets, the strategy, the precision, everything that you've seen in this video. And if you want to go ahead and enroll, you actually get all previous and future versions of this 5K program. It used to be 3K, and now I update, I refine it every 6 months. You also get as a bonus the influencer attraction system. That's for you to have your own unique closer brand. So you always have opportunities. Okay, it's all inside your members area. As soon as you scroll down and click on the green button or the link in the description, okay, or head over to seansena.com/5K and enroll, you'll see everything that I've just covered and shared in this video inside your members area. And if you have any questions or comments, just reach out on social media and let me know, and I'll support you from there. Until next time, it's Sena, and I will see you inside the 5K challenge.